So far with git stash, we've put one thing in the stash and then popped it out, right? One set of changes, and then we popped or applied it. But we can actually stash again and again. We can have multiple stashes in our stack of stashes, and they will be kept in the order that we added them in. I've got to be honest though, I don't do this really, at least not frequently. Like I said, 99 or 90 something % of the time, I'm just doing git stash and git stash pop. But I'm being comprehensive, or at least attempting to. So I'll show this very quickly, well, relatively quickly. I'm going to make a new branch. So I am on this magenta, no, I'm on the goodbye branch. We'll just add those changes and commit now. Commit -m, let's just do change to goodbye. That's pretty much what we did. Okay, so now I'm gonna make a new branch from here. So git switch -c, and I'm going to just call this branch rainbow. It's where I'm going to demo some things. And then on this branch, I'm going to start by getting rid of the background color in the body. Just have no background color. And again, if you don't know CSS, it's totally okay. But hopefully you can see when I wrote magenta, we had a magenta background. And I'm just going to leave it at that for now, and I'm going to commit that. So git add app.css, git commit, remove background color. Okay, so nothing in the stash right now, and we don't have any changes that we could put in there. But now I'm going to make a single change. I'm going to give the body a background color of red. And I'm going to go in the order of a rainbow, or at least like the standard, Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, so on. So we've got red. Just refresh the page. There it is, red background. But I'm not going to commit this. I'm going to add it to the stash. So git stash. Okay. And now we're back to just an empty app.css. And if I refresh my page, we have a white background. Now I'm going to stash again, but this time I'm going to set the body to have a background color of orange. So that's what it looks like. I'm not going to add and commit. And Git tells me, hey, you modified that file. I'm just going to stash it right here, git stash. And there we are. We have another thing on the stash. The change is reverted in my working directory. We go back to white here. So I'll do it one more time. Body. Okay, so now background color yellow on the body. That's what it looks like. And once again, we have some unstaged changes. I'm going to stash them. Okay, so now we have 3 things in the stash. They're very simple, right? 3 sets of changes. And the first thing was just giving the background color of the body, or making it red. Then the second thing I stashed was orange, and the third was yellow. So they're stored in order, and we can view what we have in the stash, if needed, using git stash list. So if I head back over here, git stash list, there they are. We have 4 things in the stash, because when I used apply earlier, in the previous video, when I demonstrated how apply works, I never actually popped that set of changes off the stash. So we still have that here. But we have 3 that we just added. Now notice it gives us, it says work in progress on branch rainbow in our case, and then it gives us the most recent commit where we were working when we made that stash, remove background color. So this doesn't really help us in any way. But to be honest, it would be really weird to do what I just did, to make 3 or to stash 3 sets of changes on the same branch, one after another. You would probably just make those changes and stash them or work on a different branch, right? You wouldn't do what I just did, but I was just demonstrating it. So if I do git stash pop, for example, we will be popping this off and applying those changes. So maybe I don't want that. If I want red, which is this one here, this was the first one that we added from this branch, rainbow, I actually can reference particular stashes by using the little stash ID. So it looks like this, git stash, and then I can do apply, and then reference the particular stash at 2 inside of those curly braces. So I'll do stash at 2 right here. That should be our red background color. And if you're confused by this, honestly, I just say, let it go. It's okay. Just focus on git stash and git stash pop. But here we are, type git status. We don't have any background color here. But if I do git stash apply, and then that stash at 2 in curly braces, okay, we now have modified app CSS, and there it is. It's red. Refresh the page, we see red. Now, if instead I applied a different stash, can go back, get stash list. If we look at this one here, stash 1, that's going to be the orange background color. And if I try to apply that one right now, get stash 1, we run into a conflict, right? There's a problem because it's set to red right now, and that is unstaged. So I either need to get rid of that change, which I could do. I could just delete the whole thing, type get status, and we're back to where we were before. And now I can apply this other stash, right? And it changes to orange. Okay. And really, that's enough of showing you this. The point is that we can have multiple things in the stash at once. In my experience, I pretty much rarely, I won't say never, but very rarely do that. I'm sure in some developers' workflows, it's a really important feature, but just for me, and I asked a couple of friends just to see if I was crazy, and according to them, I'm not that crazy. But in my experience, I just use get stash and get stash pop, put one thing in there and remove it. Anyway, we can view all those stashes that we have, get stash list. We can reference them if we want to apply a particular one using, I don't know what this is actually called. I call it a stash ID, but just, stash index, a stash reference. And then we can apply any of them. And then lastly, I'll show you in the next video how to delete, clear, drop, whatever you want to call it, how to get rid of things in the stash if we want to clear it out. That's coming up.